In his 200th career PGA Tour start, Dustin Johnson followed up a second round 63 with a Super Saturday that included shots like this approach at the par 4 16th hole. Well, this would set up his third straight birdie, yes, 14, 15 and 16. And then on the final hole, he would have an attempt from 17 feet 6 inches to birdie 4 of his last 5 holes. And the world number 2 now holds the 54-hole lead for the first time since the 2015 US Open. Golf Central starts now.
Golf Central, brought to you by Titleist.
Well, it turned into a beautiful afternoon and now just a gorgeous evening here in Carmel, Indiana, as we overlook what has become a sun-drenched layout at Crooked Stick Golf Club. And you can see it is Dustin Johnson who has a 3-shot lead after a third round 68 that was matched by Paul Casey. He sits 3 shots back in second at 15 under par. So Golf Central welcomes you into a sunny Saturday. This is our view overlooking the 18th here at Pete Dye's masterpiece. Cara Robinson with you alongside a pair of PGA Tour winners, Brandel Chambly and former world number 1 David Duval. And gents, our leader, he put on a pretty good driving show this afternoon.
Yes, he did. That's quite the understatement. I think when Dustin Johnson first came onto the PGA Tour, he turned a lot of heads the way Fred Couples turned a lot of heads. Enviously easy, he made the game look, but he was a little raw, and Fred Couples eventually became the #1 player in the world, eventually made his way to the Hall of Fame, and Dustin Johnson now is the complete player, David, as completely unbelievable, long and in-your-face accurate. His wedges are as soft as Nick Faldo's cashmere sweaters that he always talks about, and he walks around here with major confidence, literally, and it was all on display today.
You know, you and I have sat here and talked about if you're hitting a 3-wood into a green and I'm hitting a 6-iron into the green, who do you think's going to win?
I like the way you reversed that and gave me the 3-wood. Yes, yes.
You know,
you win every time.
Right, you got that, and that's kind of what we're seeing going on right now with how Dustin Johnson is driving the golf ball. I dare say it's as good as you've ever seen. Distance, accuracy, everything, and to recognize in the last few years the shortcoming that was his wedge game, to turn that into a strength. So to have the strength of a driver like that, and a wedge like that, and rolling the golf ball, it seems like an unbeatable combination.
He now has the opportunity to do something he has never done before. That is to win 3 times in the same season on the PGA Tour. We'll have to wait till tomorrow to see if that can happen. But now let's just show you what happened today and how the leaderboard shaped up to be what it is right now. We'll start with JB Holmes. He's looking for a Ryder Cup pick. This from the rough at the first.
Well, this is Captain Duvall's lock to make the Ryder Cup team, and I can see why Captain Duvall made him a lock. He is awfully long, as we well know, but much improved with the wedges as well.
He would make birdie there, and another chance to hear it too.
Well, my vice captain to my right agrees with it, right? We're going to pick him.
I do. I think you're a brilliant man, David.
Drive it like that, wedge it like that, make a putt like that. It's just all the good stuff.
Well, here's one guy who won't be playing Ryder Cup, though he is playing well, pitching from the rough at 8.
And speaking rather of brilliance, Paul Casey's got plenty of league, but he leads this very talented field in scrambling. We're taking a look at it here, trying to dig it out of the cabbage right there, and you can see all of the variables that they're trying to factor in, coming out of the rough, the wet, the mud, and a tap-in birdie.
Yeah, a little bit of a mud ball right there, but Roberto Castro at 9. This is second shot driver off the deck, David. Didn't go too well.
Well, just trying to chase it up there to that front pin location, leaks out to the right, never turned over, puts himself in a pretty tough spot, but would make his par.
He did manage to get up and down, as you say. He would make a par from there. Dustin Johnson putting on a show today. This is third shot from the par 5 9.
Well, yes, and this is what we're talking about when we're talking about the complete game. You know, lots of power, but it's all that beautiful stuff around and on the greens. And in particular, this week, this may well end up being the best putting week of his career when he's through.
And that, for the first time this week, gave him the solo lead. Now chipping out the par 4 10.
Showing the touch on 9. Touch on 10. Yes, it caught the flag, but going down the slope, beautiful shot, easy tap in par, 15 under.
JB Holmes, though, making some noise. This is third at the par 5 11.
Well, after turning in 2 under par, made a nice birdie at the 10th, and he keeps right on going. Had plenty of green to work with, and at that point, the winds hadn't started up, but in a short period after that, it would get pretty blustery out there.
He made that birdie to get one shot back. DJ, now the co-leader after bogey at 13. Here is tee shot at 14.
With a 3-wood, no less. Do you see what he did? Finished the swing and just started sauntering down the fairway, knowing it's perfect. Beautiful drive.
His second shot would be from 121 yards and on line again.
And here he is displaying the wedge game we've been talking about as well. Perfect distance and control into the tight spot there, just to the right. And how is his putting, Brando? Well, he's talked about it. If he putts well, he thinks he wins, and he's putting well.
How are you going to beat a guy that hits it that far, that straight, wedging it great, and making all those putts? And again, another improved area for Dustin Johnson. A little stab out of the bunker, short-sighted at the 15th, and we'll take a close-up, slow-mo look at it. Look at how he uses the bounce. Look at the face, how open it is right there. It's so cool. You want to improve your bunker play, finish just like that.
Yeah, that would give him a 2-shot lead. Let's move on to the 16th hole, and we showed you this at the top of the show, an incredible approach to the par 4.
Yeah, just staring it down after another perfect drive, throwing it right behind the flag, drawing it back to just a couple feet, moving him to 17 under.
That would be his third consecutive birdie. Paul Casey playing alongside him, though, trying to do the same.
And you really do have to give a tip of the cap to Paul Casey. He was a 54-hole leader last week with a 3-shot lead, eventually losing, but bounced back from that disappointment with such great golf. And who knows, maybe he'll break through and get his second win of his PGA Tour career.
Yeah, that was nice, but I can do better. Let's move on to the 18th and another birdie chance for DJ from 17 feet.
Just perfect speed, perfect line, way to cap off a round. Bounce back from the bogey on 13, birdie 4 of your last 5.
So Dustin Johnson opened this week with a 67, 63 yesterday, 68 today. And as we take a look at the times that he has held or shared the 54-hole lead in his PGA Tour career, well, on 6 occasions, he has only converted twice, most recently at the WGC HSBC Champions 3 years ago, back in 2013. He's looking good, though, to capture another W. Let's hear what he had to say following today's 68 with Todd Lewis.
Thanks a lot. 63 for Dustin Johnson on Friday, 68 today. How would you compare today's round to yesterday?
I thought I played pretty solid today. It was pretty tough. The wind was blowing pretty hard and a little bit different direction. Made the par 5s play a little bit tougher. And then with all the rain we got last night, I thought I struggled with the speed a little bit early in the round. I kept leaving everything a little bit short, but got a pretty good handle on it, on the back 9, and finished off really nicely.
A lot of attention has been focused on your putting and the switch to the new putter. After a few rounds competitively, how would you rate your confidence as you stand over a ball on the green right now?
It's really good. I feel like I'm seeing the lines really well out here. I feel like I got pretty good speed, and the putter is working. It's just going where I'm looking, which is the only thing I look for. I mean, I feel like I read the greens very well, so to just feel like I'm making some putts this week, though.
Final thing, we'll look ahead to tomorrow. You have a 3-shot cushion heading into the final round. How do you attack this golf course now with that cushion over the competition?
I'm not going to change anything. Just play it the same way I've been playing. I mean, I feel like I got a good game plan out here, and be aggressive on flags when I feel like I got a good club and a good number, and then other times there's a few holes out here you just want to make par on and keep on going.
Appreciate it, DJ. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
It is the last chance to make your way to Eastlake. You need to be inside the number 30 to do so. Dustin Johnson projected to be first in the FedEx Cup standings if he goes on to win this event. He does have a 3-shot lead over Paul Casey. Paul Casey was the man with the 54-hole lead at the Deutsche Bank Championship last weekend. Let's hear from the Englishman after his third round, 68. Enjoy some of the cars off the course. It's been a wonderful day. Let's show you how one of the Australians played. Adam Scott, guys. This was a birdie chance for him at 7.
Sometimes you just got to get the lid off. 6 straight pars.
Wow.
That's one way to get the lid off right there. He broke the lid completely off, and then he got on fire because he birdied 7, 8, 9, and then a nice one here at 17.
Yeah, beautiful putt down the slope here. Perfect speed. Unlike the other one where he damaged the back of the hole.
Yes.
This one caught it just right. Nice birdie.
You know the best way to improve your putting, David? is just to hit it closer.
Yeah.
And nobody in the field this week has hit it closer than that man right there. Roberto Castro's come close. He's second. But you're looking at the man, Adam Scott, who leads the field in proximity to the hole, and that great swing gave him a great look at 18.
Yeah, and you keep hitting it close, you're bound to make a few of them like you did right there. Nice day for Adam Scott, 67, 11 under par.
Indeed, he followed up 69 on Thursday and Friday with that 67 here today. He started the week 5th in the FedEx Cup, and he spoke to Todd Lewis after his round about how aware he is of his FedEx Cup position.
It's quite close, I think, with the three of us, and then there's quite a drop-off. And, you know, it's hard. It changes hole to hole, and it's impossible to think of when you're playing. You know, for me, I've at least birdieing the last 2 holes today lets me go to bed thinking I might have a chance to win a golf tournament with a great round tomorrow, and that feels a lot better than thinking I have no chance and I'd just like the best finish possible.
Adam Scott trying to become the first Australian to win the FedEx Cup. What about the guy that did it last year? Yes, Jordan Spieth here chipping at the second.
Believe it or not, he was only 4 of 9 around the greens yesterday. Well, that's rare. And what he did right there, not so rare. Not for Jordan.
Yeah, that got him to 5 under. Let's take a look at another chance at 5.
Not the easiest of pitches here over the fringe. But he controls it beautifully like he's apt to do around the greens. Would roll it up there and make his birdie.
Yeah, that got him to 6 under. Now his second at 9.
And again, as long as we're playing the game, believe it or not, this is a man who struggled from tee to green through the first 2 rounds, but he led the field in strokes gained tee to green today. Yes, he did. All cylinders. Put him in a great spot right there at the 9th.
Setting up an eagle opportunity from 8 feet. Would just miss that left. You can see the shock on his face. He would nevertheless birdie it, get to 7 under. Now here, his third at 11.
And this is not, I repeat, not, Randall, a replay of earlier. This is, come on, another hole out from off the green. Beautiful golf shot. Bit of luck, but it's perfect execution.
And Jordan Spieth, with that eagle at 11, gets himself to 9 under par. We'll move on to another par 5, taking advantage again at 15.
Yes, he is, after driving it in the fairway. And again, such a beautiful move. You know, so much compression. Just has such a great lateral shift from his backswing to his downswing. Makes such great contact. And another beautiful look at eagle at the 15th. And just by the narrowest of margins, misses.
And another reaction of disbelief that he misses these eagle opportunities. He would be 10 under with the birdie, and now just 4 shots back, David, as he steps on the 17th tee.
And this was not a near miss. This was a big miss. Way right, yelling at the gallery for far offline with a 5-iron on the tee shot there, and facing a next to impossible pitch shot here, trying to bounce it through the rough. Really pulls it off quite beautifully to get it to that position from where he was.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, he make a bogey there at 17 because he factored himself back into the golf tournament in kind of a way. At that point, you know, before he played 17, he was 9 under. The lead was 14 under. You thought, well, maybe he can do it. Makes bogey at 17, and then after the poor drive here at the 18th, would go on to make yet another bogey. Yes, I gave it away. He's going to miss this to the right in a disappointing way to end the day.
Yeah, bogey at the end of a day that would end up in a 68. He finishes at 8 under par, and a little bit of work to do heading into Sunday. He did put together a good round despite not putting his best. He had negative strokes gained putting today, would you believe? And his round of 68 ties his season low round when recording negative strokes gained on the green. And when we come back, we have a special message for the king. Don't go anywhere. We'll reveal all after this.